Hey everybody, this is Travis. I'm here at my Compton's Culinary Casa, and tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook a pork loin. I'm going to rub it up with some nice seasonings, some spices, some peppers. I'm going to let it cook all night, and it's going to be absolutely fabulous. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to do it, and give me a thumbs up if you like the video later on. Okay, Michael, here's what I've got. I've got a big old pork loin that I bought. I cut it in half so it would fit in my crock pot. I'm going to kind of probably stand them on their ends or turn them sideways so they'll fit a little better, okay? I've got all my spices and everything back here. I've got some pepper, some Montreal steak sauce, some Weber rub. It's the KC barbecue one. Some olive oil, some cayenne pepper. I love this little stuff. It's Tony Cashier's original Creole seasoning. And I got some brown sugar. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take some olive oil and I'm just going to put a light coating on these things, okay? Not a whole lot. You don't want to, just enough to glaze them so some of the seasonings stick, okay? So here we go with the olive oil. Like I said, I'm not going to put a lot. I'm just going to put it a little bit here, and then I'm just going to kind of rub it around on them, let it soak around. Put a little bit over there. I'm going to rub it on the entire thing, okay? Okay, I've got them all covered with olive oil. Now, one of the things you want to know about these pork loins when you buy them, I got this one at Walmart. It's about 4.5, almost 5 pounds, and it was about $11. And so I'm going to, anyway, on the bottom of them is the fat side. I mean, the fat. So when you put it in the crock pot, you want to put that fat side down so it really cooks off, and that'll provide a lot of good juice and seasoning, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my rub over here, and I'm going to, I'm going to put it on everything, every corner. I'm just going to coat it, and I'm going to rub it in. So I'll get back to you here in just a second. So now you can see I've got it rubbed all over. Got it rubbed on the sides, and the bellies are all rubbed too. Now I've got some peeled garlic cloves. I'm cutting these in half just so I can make little slits in here into the pork loin, and I can insert them in. You want to just take a knife, like a simple knife, about like that. So and I'm just gonna punch in. I like to do it kind of in fives. One there, one in the middle, one over here, so that garlic really gets in there when I slip it in there. Just making a little sleeves for it. Okay. And I've got the garlic over here. These are the ones I'm going to insert or cut in half for smaller sizes. With these, I'm going to mince them up and put them on top of the loin when I get it in the cooker. As you can see, I'm just taking the garlic and I'm pushing it right in these little holes that I made, these little slots. Just tucking it in there. See, it's all tucked in there. Just let the meat close back over it. Get another one. Oops, dropped it. And stick it in this hole right here. It really loads up, and it's going to be able to give this thing so much flavor. I cut this hole a little bigger, so I think I'm going to put 2 in there. I've already got 1 in there. Got some holes over here. Just push it down to that meat. Let it really get in there. Okay. We'll do one more over here. Okay, so I've got the pork loin all seasoned up and rubbed up. What I used tonight was the Weber, the Kansas City barbecue rub. And first I kind of rubbed a little bit of olive oil on it over here. And then I took some garlic. I minced some garlic up. And then I took some whole cloves and I inserted it in different spots here. You can probably see into the pork loin, which just gives it a really good flavor. Once I get it put in the crock pot, I'm going to season it up a little bit with some Creole. And then rub some brown sugar on the top of it so you kind of get that sweet and salty. And yet then I've got over here some peppers, some jalapeno peppers. I'm going to dice those up, sprinkle those over the top, and then here I've got some serrano peppers too to give it a little more kick. Even not too much. You don't want it too hot so it overpowers everybody, but this should give it a really nice flavor as it cooks in the crock pot. Okay, so I'm gonna cut these up right now and get these ready and prepped, and I'm going to get this over in the crock pot and season it up a little more and add a few of the last seasonings on it. Okay, so now I've got the garlic all diced up. I've got the serrano peppers. I've got the jalapeno peppers. I got all this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this. This is Tony Cashier's Creole seasoning. Oh, it's really good. A shout out to my good friend Danette Lewis who turned me on to this. This is just absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to give this a little sprinkle, and it just got a nice little Cajun flavor. You don't want too much because it does have salt in it, and you don't want to make it too salty, but you just want to kind of cover it all around. I'm going to turn it on the ends here in just a second. Okay, now I've got everything over here by the crock pot. I'm just about ready. So I'm going to put these 2 half pork loins in. I mean, it was a full pork loin, but I cut it in half. And then I'm going to start seasoning it. So let's go ahead and we'll get these in here. I'm going to probably have to turn them a little bit just to make them fit. It's going to be tight, but man, it's going to be oh so good as they cook. Just remember to get that fat side down, okay? I'm just gonna cook them on. They're gonna shrink up because the water is gonna come out of it, okay? So you get them in there right now. Give me 1 second, and then I'll get to the brown sugar and the other seasonings. Okay, just about ready here. So next thing I'm gonna do, before the brown sugar, I forgot to mention it, is I'm gonna take a package of Lipton onion soup mix, okay? Just 1 package, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it all over. Doesn't really matter, it's just in there to give flavor, and it just adds a little bit of kick to it, you know? It's not too spicy or anything, and helps tenderize the meat as it cooks, okay? Now I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna grab, let me push this out in here. Now I'm gonna grab some brown sugar. I'm just gonna kind of cover the top of it, you know? I might rub it a little bit. Get a little bit more here, so I can get down on the side. I think that's just about good. Perfect. Voila. Okay, now I'm going to take some of the garlic that I've got down over here. Just kind of sprinkle that on. Just put it all over. Put the rest of it over here. Okay. I'm going to put some of the jalapenos. Put them in down. They taste really good as this thing kind of releases the moisture and the juices, and as it just cooks, gives a really nice flavor. And the jalapenos aren't too hot. These are really fresh. They kind of just taste like a little bit of a bell pepper with a kick. Now these little bad boys, these serrano peppers, these are going to give a little bit more heat to it, which I like, because I like to use this meat for all sorts of things. Once I get it cooked, you can put it in sandwiches, you can shred it, you can eat it just as it is, but it really gets a nice flavor. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to, oops, got my finger in the way here. I'm going to take a little bit of this black pepper. Oh, hang on. About that, my finger got in the way. I'm going to put a little dash of the cayenne on it. Not too much. Just enough. And then just a little bit of black pepper. Okay, now that I've got everything in here so you can see what it looks like. It's only been cooking maybe 15 minutes now. We've got it in there, but everything's going to juice up and heat, and all those flavors are just going to mix and blend. It's going to tenderize that meat. I mean, the meat's just going to fall apart when I've got it in there. All of these peppers and everything, as they cook overnight, they'll shrink down, and they're just going to give added flavor, you know, and texture to the juices and the meat as you eat it. So anyway, look forward to seeing how this is going to turn out here in a couple hours. I'm going to probably in about 2 or 3 hours, I'll turn the crock pot to low, and I'm just going to let it do its thing all night long. I'll wake up probably about 7 o'clock and turn it off. It'll be completely done by then, and it'll just be fabulous. Okay. All right, everybody. That's just about as hard as I can make it. You know, if you like what I did over here, and if you want the recipe, just give me a shout out. I'd be more than happy to send it to you or write it down. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. This is the first time I've kind of done this, so we'll see what we can come up with maybe next week. Everybody have a good night. Peace out. And remember, Compton's Culinary Casa. Woo!